Hey everybody, Matt Brown here from Matt Brown's Guitar Studio in Chicago in the band Dead Parade, and I'm going to teach you a true classic. This is the Beatles' Something, and there's some amazing bass playing going on in this one, a lot of cool melodic stuff and just, laying the foundation type bass playing as well. So, like I usually do with these Beatles songs, I'm going to go through and talk about the chords that we're doing in the guitar part anyway, and then I'll talk about, why he's playing the bass lines that he's playing over it. So let's get after the little first chunk of this. So the guitar is doing an F chord, then an E flat chord to a G chord. And what we're going to do bass-wise is we're going to play the root notes of the first two chords and then the fifth of the G chord. So we're going to play the F, down here. We've got the E flat here. These are, I believe, the strings that he's playing this on. So E flat there, and then the fifth of the D chord is the G chord is your D note there. So dun 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 dun. All right, so then we're to the verse where this starts, and the harmony here is we have for the first four bars we have a C chord, just C triad. The next chord we're going to a C major seventh chord. Then the following bar we're going to a C7 and then an F chord. So I'm going to play these four bars with the track for you and kind of give you a little rundown on some of the theory behind what he's doing. Alright, so this is really smart, and this is a neat trick that'll work just about every time this kind of chord progression comes around. So what it's doing is doing the C note at the third fret of your third string, the low octave, and then the upper octave on the highest string, and then doing a third, so your E note, and he's walking up basically to the fifth of the chord, which is what he's going to play off of in the next measure. There it is. Back to the root, high octave, and then here he's walking up the C major scale to F, the next chord. And now here is the start of the next four bars. And I'm actually going to teach you the next five bars here. It's just a little simpler that way. So harmony-wise, we'll get after that. So the chords here, we're going to do like a D to D7 measure. Then what we have is, in the next measure, kind of goes back between a few chords here. So we're going to have G for beat, A minor seventh for a beat, and then G for the last two beats of that measure. And then what we do is the guitar does this A minor walk down where it's like an A minor with the A in the bass, then the G sharp in the bass, the G in the bass, the F sharp in the bass, and then we're approaching the main kind of theme, the F, E flat, and G chord, where we're going to play the D bass note again. So I'll play all of this with the track here. Okay, so a lot of cool stuff here to talk about. I guess, of the D, just kind of playing octaves, kind of doing a scalar approach to the G. And then, he's going G, playing the A root note of the A minor chord, and then playing off the third of that G chord up there, and then resolving to the A note where we start the A minor section. So over the A minor section, he plays this really neat lick here. So it goes like this. So he's coming down in A natural minor scale. So the lick, we're sliding into 9. Then we have 10, 9, 12, 10, 9. And then there's your root and you're sliding out. Alright, so over the I guess the next chord would be the A with the G in the bass. It does a little chromatic walk up, 10, 11, 12. And then we're to a D7 chord here. Or sorry, just I think a regular D chord. To an F chord, and this is where our theme is here. So that lick there we have 8, 8, 7, 5, 8, and then E flat, D, C to another verse. Alright, so the second verse is almost, and the other remaining verses are pretty much the same bass-wise, just slightly different fills and little walk-ups. So, you can get that from the playthrough. So I'll move on and talk about the transition into the bridge and the bridge part. So what happens with the transition is you think you're going to have like the main theme part that leads you back to the verse, but it transitions you to the key of A. So we're going to have the F chord, the E flat, and the G, where we're going to play the D note. And then instead of going to a C chord for measure, we're going to go to an A chord, and that's going to set up our new section in A. So I'll play these two bars. Okay, so what we're doing is playing like an A note as a pedal tone, then playing the third of the chord, C sharp at the 6th fret, the 5th at the 9th fret, and then, so just, doing a walk up there. So the next section, what we're doing is kind of similar to the A minor walk down part, but we're doing it in a major key now. So we're doing A, with just the A root in the bass, and then we're going to an A with a G sharp, A with an F sharp, with an E, and so forth. Then we're going to go to a D chord, and then we have this chromatic walk down. And it starts over again. So I'll play these 4 bars for you, and then we will move on. Alright, the next time what he does is he goes low with the root notes, so keep that in mind. And then the last time he's going to play octave shapes for the chromatic walk down. Alright, so then we're into the guitar solo section. The guitar solo is played over the verse section. So I'm going to show you how the song ends, and that's about all we have left. So what happens is we have the solo, another verse, and then we have the transition that we had that led into the bridge. So, they kind of trick you into thinking they're going to do the bridge, but they just end it. So I will play, looks like the last 4 measures of the song here. just, this part is the same as how we normally played it. And then we're doing this A thing. It starts with the root in the third and then goes up chromatically from there. Kind of a common, blues walk up. So then what you're playing over the F chord is you have the super high F root note, and then you're going down the F major scale. So just down the scale, and then your root notes, E flat, and well, I guess it's not the root note, the fifth of the chord, D here. So, and he's sliding out of those a little bit. And then ending with a big C octave. So that is Everything to Something by the Beatles on bass. So I'm guessing a lot of you might like the tabs, so hit me up if you'd like to see those. Please subscribe, please like the video and leave a comment. Even, if it's a BS comment, it does really help me a lot in the Google, their algorithms and whatever. So that would be awesome if you could do that. And, consider becoming a Patreon patron. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys around. I've got 4 or 5 more songs left to go. Alright, thanks.